Hey, everybody. I am coming to you from Abingdon, Virginia on Thanksgiving Day. If you've been following my channel for a while, you've seen me here before. And this is my brother's and sister-in-law's house. And I've been here many times. I love the swing. Let me see if I can get, there we go. That looks pretty good. The sun is trying to hit. I just wanted to check in with you on Thanksgiving Day and wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I know it's been, if not the strangest year ever. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, me. Good morning, Mix. And I couldn't see who else. Oh, let's see, Tina. Uh, it's been a very strange year for everyone, and for some, it's been tragic and sad, and it's been difficult for almost everyone. So I just wanted to send you some good cheer, let you know that I am fine, and I am enjoying a few days R&R, rest and what is it? Rest and relaxation? Yes, I think it's more for me, it's rest and recuperation because I have never I have never driven across the country by myself. And I just succeeded in doing that. I was actually going to add up the number of miles that I have driven, and I haven't done that yet, but I'll be sure and hello, everyone. I'll be sure and calculate that. But basically, I've driven from the coast. I was uh, right at the coast, is where I lived in my apartment, and very close to that. I lived for 25 years in my house. And so I have driven from there to Abingdon, Virginia. And this was an add on. This is not part of my getting to my house journey, but I went from Santa Monica to Phoenix, as you know, spent a week with Jack in Phoenix. We did a lot of live streams. I hope you'll go back and watch those. They made me my first late bloomer garden sign, which I've wanted one for such a long time. And they did such a fantastic job. Uh, I highly encourage you to go back to that live stream and pick up their contact information for how to order. They're making those they've already sold out since we did that. They made a bunch of these herb strippers that she showed in one of the videos, and they've sold out and they're making more. And of course, they're doing custom orders of signs or whatever on that CNC printer. Well, what's it called? CNC router machine. It's fantastic. So from there, I went to uh, Santa Fe. I just needed a stopover. My next big stop was going to be Lubbock, Texas, and I told myself I wasn't going to drive more than 6 or 7 hours uh, in a go because I don't want to, and I don't want to drive at night. I'm not going to drive at night, and so that's how I've planned this whole trip. So I wouldn't get too sleepy, I wouldn't get too tired, too stiff, and also for the benefit of my cat, because just for safety, I'm keeping her in her container in the car um, so that she doesn't move or whatever and scare me and I have a wreck. So I don't want to keep her in that container more than 6 hours anyway. Oh, great. I have low battery mode. I'm ready. Let's see. Let me think where my plug-in is. Forgot about that. Uh, well, I'm not going to talk for long because my brother and I are going to go practice shooting. I've told you, probably mentioned to you before. I mean, I know I've mentioned to you before. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm planning to learn to become proficient at somewhat proficient, capable anyway, of shooting a firearm. I am going to be living in the country, and I want to be able to protect myself if I have to. Uh, and so uh, my brother's very proficient at that, and so he's going to be taking me. But we had a big Thanksgiving meal, and because we're having our Thanksgiving with, they have 2 kids and quite a few grandkids, so we're getting together on Saturday because his whole family's in the area. So lucky that way. Um, for I think it was close to 6 years, one of his children, his son, was in. They were he and his wife were missionaries in Haiti, and so they didn't get to see them for very much at all for quite a number of years. And now they've moved back to within an hour of here, so it's just awesome. And their daughter's even closer. She's expecting her third child. So we're all getting together on Saturday, and I think we're getting together here. Uh, I'm not sure. But we just went on this hike this morning. My brother and sister-in-law went on a hike to, I think it's called Backbone Trail. There are so many places within half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour drive of here. And I have said to myself and to my brother and sister-in-law that if I didn't have any further acting aspirations, I would be moving here and just living close to them. Because my brother is, he's been a biologist and an outdoor enthusiast his whole career and his whole life. In fact, he's retiring this at the end of the year. Hopefully you got to see that mussels video, so you got to see my brother and hear from my brother. And he just loves to go out and explore. In fact, even though he doesn't have any young sons in the program, he is very involved in trail life, which is it's like it's a scouting. It's scouting for boys, and they go to all of these places and have get-togethers and hikes and do various activities. So this particular place there's just this ridge of limestone that just juts up out of the ground, and it's called a finger mountain or something. It's probably not over 50 feet high, but it's very, very shallow. So the road that we were traveling on used to be the rail bed for the narrow gauge railway that went up into the mountains to bring. I believe it was lumber. It could have been coal. I don't think this was coal. At any rate, the road goes on top of the old rail bed, and they wanted to go right through where that ridge, that finger of limestone is, and so they cut out this round arch. But then they got up there with the train, and the little smokestack, which they call the funnel, wasn't tall enough for that. So you can see how they just pickaxed another, like, that far, like that, on top of the the arch like that. And of course, I took some pictures and a little bit of video, and I was hoping to do just a little short video for Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'll get it done. It may be part of my larger compilation video for this trip. At any rate, I haven't been watching comments. If anybody's asked me anything, you need to ask me again because I didn't see it. This is kind of odd lighting, mood lighting with this, what do you call this stuff? It's like this stuff. I got that stuff in front of me. My sister-in-law is very creative in every nook and cranny, and well, not every nook and cranny, but she just so thoughtfully places and places things, and everything is just perfect in the house, and it's good for me to see that, although I probably won't ever be like that. But for those of you who are wondering, let's see who's there. Mix, that was thank you. Thank you. I love having knowledgeable fans. It's so fun, because I can't know everything, and I am a late bloomer, so, it's fantastic. The, before I get into that, I just wanted to mention that the adelgid beetle is an invasive species, little tiny beetle that attacked the hemlock trees. And the hemlock trees, very important tree in the ecosystem here because they and rhododendron shelter the trout streams. And so all these streams that go through the mountains, that's where all the trout comes from. And the salamander, the giant salamander, what did I call that? The oh gosh, what was the name of that salamander that I featured in that video that they have here? Anyway, the hemlock was attacked by this adelgid beetle, and it's going to wipe out all of them. And many have already been wiped out. And I took a contrasting photo because the Park Service, probably in cooperation with other agencies, are starting to treat some of the hemlocks. And we came upon two hemlocks that were healthy and one right beside it, which was completely um, dead from this adelgid beetle. What happens is it kills the tree, and then the white lichen uh, go all over the tree because hemlock is, I mean, it looks like it's an evergreen, and you can see this all through the Appalachians. So it's really tragic when these invasive species attack native species and wipe them out, and they're defenseless, against these invasive species. So, but they have some sort of treatment. The agencies are treating some of these hemlocks. Let me move a little bit. Let's see. I was thinking I was going to be safe there, but maybe not. Let's see. See if this is, yeah, that's pretty good. There we go. Can just lean up against the house. I'm a star. See that? So anyway, we got to see some of this, and the streams are lined with hemlock and rhododendron. And if you've ever seen rhododendron rhododendron in bloom, they're amazing. And I actually have a video that I did of the Van Dusen garden. It's a public garden in Vancouver. When I was up there in 2017 in March, I believe, all the rhododendron was in bloom, and it was stunning. These big pale pink flowers, just absolutely beautiful. Right now, the rhododendron, it's just the green leaves. There's no flowers, but I believe March, April, I'm going to have to get back up here and see that. Mm. So just a little update if you're wondering about my house, because I've gotten a couple of messages. I got a message today from a happy Thanksgiving message from Rosemary Mildengren. Steve and Rosemary were so welcoming to me back in California, and she was checking on me, really looking forward to seeing my house. And I was kind of keeping my options open to the last minute because I just wasn't sure what I should do. Because there are advantages and disadvantages with every property. And Daryl keeps reminding me that no property is going to come intact exactly the way you want it. And so, you either have, when you break it all down, you either have subdivision, you have country, or you have in town, basically, when you break it down. And so there were the really completely redone, new, nice houses. They are getting snatched up the first day that they go on the market. And so not being there has been a disadvantage in that sense. A number of people highly encouraged me to rent a house and for a year. And after moving twice this year, I felt like it almost killed me, and I just couldn't dream of kind of setting up life in a rental house knowing that I'm going to be leaving in a year. I just wasn't looking forward to that at all. So when you boil all the stuff down, this particular property, though it is not the style of house that I would choose, it's a very special property, and I certainly have a lot of room to garden there. I can have a very big garden in the front yard and possibly a greenhouse on the side. It depends about money. Um, Hi, Emmanuel. And so I got my first look at it on my brother and sister-in-law were nice enough to drive down from Virginia 4 hours to meet me. We looked at 3 other houses and that house that day, which was, let's see, that must have been, well, I've been here 2 nights, so whatever, 3 days ago, I guess. And one was in an absolute neighborhood I did not want to live in, didn't even get out of my car. And another one, my brother called me. He got there first and he said, "You're not going to like this place." He told me why, and I agreed. I didn't even go there. Then we went to this other one that I just didn't want to make a final decision without seeing this house because it just from the pictures, and the pictures on the internet always make everything look bigger than it really is. This is just the strategy, the selling marketing strategy is to make every room, shoot it all. Every every house is not photographed professionally, but most are. The people that want to get a good price for their house go to the trouble to hire a professional photographer, and they always use a very wide angle so everything looks bigger than it is. But I wanted to see this place because it was a really nice neighborhood in Cookeville, and I wanted to be in Cookeville. I really wanted to be in Cookeville because I have 3 friends there, and it would be so easy and convenient. But it just didn't work out. I just couldn't find anything I liked, so that didn't happen. I'm going to be about 30 minutes. I don't know exactly how far away, something like that. So it's not going to be running over for a cup of sugar or anything like that. Uh, but my plan is to close. Hey, I'm on live. You want to say hi? Um, he's got the stuff. I see the ammo boxes. What are we shooting today?
Colt 1851 Navy pistol.
Oh, we're going to try that? Yeah. He just bought a replica. It's a replica. Yeah. A replica of a Colt 1851 pistol? Navy pistol, which is a certain pistol that has engraving on it with Navy ships and stuff. And my brother's in a what do you call it? Civil War buff. So I'm not surprised that he snatched one of these guns up when they became available. But he showed me his target shooting from the other day with that pistol, and at 25 yards, every shot was within like that much. Yes, he's good. Me? Well, it's I think my third time, so we'll see how that goes. But I hope to take a little video. I don't know if we can because it's just the two of us. That might not happen, but maybe we can take a picture uh, of my third time shooting. And did anybody have any burning questions? Because we're getting ready to go. Hi, CJ. Thanks for keeping in touch with me. CJ wished me happy Thanksgiving today. And oh, hi, Tony. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. And since we're having our big meal on Saturday, the three of us just went to Cracker Barrel because they serve a pretty good Thanksgiving spread, traditional Thanksgiving with turkey and dressing and sweet potato sweet potato casserole with pecans and cranberry sauce and green beans and biscuits and of course, I mean you can't you simply can't have Thanksgiving without pecan pie. Uh, Thank you, Tony. Boy, do we need that. Hey, Carolyn. I haven't heard from you in a while. It's good to hear from you. So, anybody have any burning questions? Because I think, when my brother gets ready to go, he goes, and I don't want him to go without me. Uh, I'm going to be heading back to, my car is it's such a mess inside, you wouldn't even believe it. And um, I'm gonna have to get that cleaned out before I try to leave. But I've never I hate shopping. I'm one of the few people that I know that absolutely hates shopping, going into a store and having to shop for things. I've never liked that, and uh, and I have never ever gone on Black Friday shopping ever. Oh, thank you, Tony. Well, the trip is over. I got to the place in 3 days ago, and I did see it for the first time. And the sellers are still in the house, so I only had an hour there. I did not walk the forested part of the property, and I didn't have any appropriate boots to do that. So, but it's interesting. There is a rock wall. I don't know who did it at what time. Hello, Dulce. I don't know at what time, but they put a rock wall that's about 1.5 to 2 feet tall all the way around the property line, which you can't see on this side of the house, but you can see it on this side of the house, and so that's kind of cool. Usually you really don't know where if you've got a larger property, you really don't know where your property lines are. You go out, you look for a little orange thing on a tree or a little flag or something, but it's very definite, which I like. That's good. There's a lot of things I'd like to do to it if I had the money, so I'm gonna be actively as soon as I get settled in, I'm gonna be actively looking for ways to earn income there. And so, anybody have any great ideas about that? Be sure and let me know. And as soon as I can, I want to have my first work day. I've had a number of people volunteer to come and help me from moving in to starting, my garden. But before you can start a garden, you've got to plan a garden. And I have a big, gentle hillside facing the west. And I want to grow fruit trees, elderberry, um, maybe a grapevine if it's not too cold. But I am going to be looking for any and all suggestions and help. And a permaculture type garden might be the best way to go because I do want it to be as sort of hands off and uh, not so labor intensive, so that I can travel. I mean, there's still so many people I didn't get to see that I would love to see, and so I have a lot of plans like that. So anyway, that's all I know right now, and thank you so much for tuning in and keeping up with my journey. Uh, I will be compiling some kind of, because of connectivity, we had no connectivity going up to the Backbone Trail today, so there was no possibility of doing a live stream from up there. Unfortunately, I would have loved to. No, no, you can't. Not unless you're in a greenhouse. You have a greenhouse, and I don't have a greenhouse, but I do have a very small sunroom It doesn't have any light coming from above yet, but it's pretty much windows all around. It's not very windows 3/4 of the way around. I take that back. It's not 3/4. It's more halfway around. There's windows. So I'll be putting the plants the poor plants that I brought across the country will go in there to try to recuperate. And I'm going to start making plans for some kind of a greenhouse. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. I do have There are raised beds there, but they look like the sides need to be much higher. So I need a work day. I need a work day for people to come and help me um, reboot the beds, build them up higher. There's a strawberry bed, so I don't know how I'm going to build that up higher because the strawberries are still in there. And there are uh, 4 or 5 young fruit trees that the sellers recently planted, and I think there's a little bit of a grapevine already there, but I need a plan. I need a comprehensive plan. Like you know how Mount Vernon is. It was all like mapped out and everything. That's what I need. I need a plan like that. Yes, I would. I would. Well, let's see. Aren't you pretty far north? Didn't you say you were pretty far north, Amber? I don't know if I'll be getting into northern Illinois anytime soon. I'd love to if I am though. Keep in touch with me. Keep track with me. I want to. She's in the very southern part down around the what forest is that? What park is that? Forest. I forget, but she said her garden's really great, and I'd love to see her garden at some point. So it's possible, but first I have to really take care of myself, my own place. I'm gonna need a lot of help. So if you are interested in helping and being part of that first work day or the first set of work days, be sure and leave me a message underneath the video. Be sure and like the live stream when you get off. Thank you, you too. And I will see you. Well, if not sooner, I'll see you Sunday. Uh, I guess it would be 11 o'clock. Well, he's waiting for me, so I've got to go. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving. Be safe.